stop calling everything mid. I got this joke in my friend group where we'll just replace names of things with mid, right? League of Mid, Mid Peace, Elden Mid, Mid. It got to a point where we would just call everything mid, and somehow we would know what we were talking about. Somehow, I don't even understand how. Like, I would go up to my homie and be like, yo, let's watch this new episode of Mid, Mid, Mid. Me and Twin will be so locked in, he would know exactly what I was talking about. But it got me thinking, like, calling something mid in general might be the worst critique or insult you could give it. And I don't mean lazy, I mean, like, calling something mid is worse than just calling it bad. You ever watch like an absolutely awful movie? Like, I'm talking story makes no sense, direction is like trash, just everything about it is garbage. Of course you remember it. It was that bad. Or you ever play like a really bad game, but to the point that it's just funny, like it's just like entertaining to play. At the very least, it left an impression on you. And I think you can make an argument to say that leaving some sort of impression is better than not leaving one at all. I'm gonna just say it. Like, there's a whole genre of movies called parody movies. Like, they're just meant to make you laugh. They're really bad movies, but they're just meant to be pure entertainment. And they leave a good impression. People call those cult classics, you know, because you can always revisit them. You can always revisit them. You can always laugh about them. You can always laugh at them. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna say. Forgettable is the worst thing you can be. And it's getting cold as always. God, man, I never learn. No matter what, like, as long as something invokes emotion or interaction, I would always take that over something just being boring. I would prefer for someone to comment on my video saying it's trash than them not saying nothing at all. You damn lurkers, man. I know y'all. Y'all just watch a fucking minute of the video and not do nothing. Hit that damn subscribe button, bitch. There are restaurants that are created to give, like, bad service. You know, they literally cuss out their customers because people find it entertaining. People find it fun and interesting.
Get out my drive, you holding on my line.
Something has to be either the absolute pinnacle of humanity or complete garbage. Otherwise, it's just going to be forgotten as mid and decent. Take like basketball, for example, right? Like, everybody knows the GOATs, LeBron and Jordan, right? Absolute GOATs of the sport. And if you keep up with basketball even a little bit, you've definitely heard of, like, even if you don't, honestly, you definitely heard of like Tony Snell, crazy numbers, right? Ass. Brian Scalabrine, the White Mamba. People trolled him and said he was ass. Right? But I bet you'd like barely remember a player like Brandon Jennings because he's just mid. You can't be the middle of the spectrum nowadays. People don't like that. You gotta be one end or the other. Oh my god, bro, it's so late. You know, as much as I love like FIFA and 2K, you know, playing with the homies, they're pretty mid. You know what I mean? Like, they're like safe sports games that just sell well because they, you know, they're the biggest in their category. They're the biggest. They're the, you know, biggest basketball game, biggest soccer game. Obviously, they're gonna sell well, right? But when you really look at them, they're mid. They're very forgettable. If they really weren't forgettable, then how would they be able to drop a new like 2K24, 2K25, 2K26? Because the last one was forgettable. So then, you know, when they drop a new game, a new title, all the new players will just latch on to this brand new game. Oh my god, it's gonna be something different. It's not. Even in like music, right? Like, you be at the club or whatever and the DJ's just playing the pop hits that all sound the exact same. It's boring. You know what I'm saying? It's low-key boring for us cultured folk. When an album has very predictable songs and, you know, no theme, it's all very low effort. It's just safe. They're just bangers that they drop. Think about like a really, really bad song. I bet you could. Shit probably sounded wonky. Uncle Aaron type of beat. Crazy production. That shit was so ass, it was catchy and it was probably memorable. But a mid song is just background noise. You can't even think of a mid song off the top of your head. You can only think of really good ones than the trash ones. This damn country, bro, always cold ass weather. And I'm so brainless that I don't even bring something warmer. I'm just coming out in a sweater and think I'm fucking John Wick. Nobody wants to be just average, you know what I mean? Nothing special, nothing impressive. You know, at the very least, I would rather be terrible at something. That way, I can at least be remembered for airballing that last shot. Fuck it. Let me be the guy who airballed the shot. At least they know my name and they start trolling me, whatever, bro. Or maybe you bombed the test really badly. At least your teacher can still point out things that you might be decent at, and then they'll definitely put extra work into you and help you out more because they see you're brainless. Versus someone who's just average. Nothing special, nothing memorable. You know, creators like me would rather go, you know, viral for some crazy cringe shit. You know what I mean? They would do that humiliation ritual, not me though. I got some shame. Come on, put some respect on my name. I don't do all that. Who the hell is there, bro? We got a bro. You looking at me like we got a Nah, he ran away though. He ran away though. I got him. A lot of the times though, being terrible at something can prove that you at least tried, because even though you knew you were bad or you are really bad at something, you still showed up. Being mid just doesn't matter. Irrelevant. The worst possible ending. You know, a lot of people never really take risks in life, you know what I mean? Now, obviously, I'm not saying like you should risk everything you have, but you know, taking a few risks here and there, making sure you're either side of the spectrum, is probably a good idea, you know, rather than just being all safe and comfortable in the middle, just being mid. Now, I don't want you guys to get that confused with stability. That's a completely different thing, okay? You can still be stable and be ass, or be stable and be really good, but like stability is a completely different conversation. Being mid means being forgotten. You know, a big reason why I even make these videos is to make sure that I can leave my mark on this earth before I leave, you know? Whether or not these videos blow up, because to me that doesn't really matter. I just hope that either they don't blow up at all, and maybe one day in the far distant future when I'm gone, some random person comes across my videos like, oh, this shit was ass. Or it does blow up, and maybe it's a big video in YouTube history, and then they're like, wow, some random guy in the future is like, wow, this video was super helpful. Either side of the spectrum. I hope that it doesn't get lost in the internet, but at the very least, it'll be up there somewhere. Boom, call it a day.